Today's guest is someone who bleeds red and white, genuinely one of the biggest Liverpool fans I know. He understands the true meaning of hard work and embodies the idea of nothing worth having comes without grit. But before we get into this, I want to say a huge thank you to Parliament Square Coffee for allowing us to film. But anyway, let's get into this. There we go.
Some intro that, by the way.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
It takes ages, you know, that.
To master it.
It's the hardest part to like just go through. But I've got quicker, like the first lad I had on the episode, first episode 1, feel bad for him. I think it took me about 6 goes.
It's nice, sorry, especially when you first do it. Yeah, when I
first do it. And he was an actor, so he was a young actor and he was just, he's on cameras all the time. He's been in other episodes, documentaries, so he was just like, it was nothing to him and he was just, but he understood, so.
Yeah, he's not really bothered,
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go then. So, Jimmy, I want to start with asking you about a word. Chaotic. You brought this up, and I think it's the right word to describe your past decade. How do you learn to deal through these times, and how's it made you the man you are now?
Chaotic is the right word, like, to be fair. That's been my life over the last 10 years, I'd say. More so recently, with the job I've got now. Especially being a red at the minute as well. Wow, that's not nice at all. Stress. But more than stress. Wow, I'm surprised I'm not bald yet. But chaotic are the right words to use. But the one thing that gets me past that is just don't give up. And that's one thing that I'll always stick by is just never give up, keep going. Have that can-do mentality. Because like you said, there's so many hard times in life, but if you can get past them, then
you're flying.
You're flying, yeah.
Because the adversity is always going to come, but it's how you deal with it.
It's how you deal with it, and there's always going to be bumps in the road, whether it be small, massive, whatever the bump is. Yeah. But that's what makes life so chaotic, because you don't know what's coming, and you don't know what's around the corner. Whether it be life, death, whatever it is, you don't know what's around the corner. And I think chaotic's the perfect word to describe my life. I think life in general, but more specifically
it is,
mine.
To be fair, it's everyone's life in general. At some point, it's going to be chaotic. It's
because everyone's life's different as well. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not chaotic. That's what the world is. The world is chaotic.
Chaotic.
From sports to religion to the government to whatever your topic may be, life is just chaotic.
For good or for bad.
Well, yeah, good and bad, and that's the beauty of chaos. Is it can be good, it can be bad. Yeah. Darwin Núñez was chaos, but in a really bad way.
Yeah. So then let's flash back to upbringing. You said it was a great upbringing. Yeah. Let's dive into this.
So early upbringing was really good. It was brilliant. Mum and dad were married. I had an older brother. Sister was just born. So I think there's 5 years between all of our siblings. I was lucky enough to have my great-grandparents and my grandparents around as well. So I had 2 great-nans. I had 1 actual nan, and then 2 granddads. So that's 5. Some people are lucky to have 1 or 2, and I had 5, so I'm like really blessed to have that. Sadly, I lost my 2 great-grandparents this year, one not so recently, but to have that, like, from a young age was brilliant. Like, I'd always be minded by my nan and go to my great-nans, and it was just like, if you're from like the north end of Liverpool, you know Bill Strand, and like my nan would take me there all the time with my other nan, and we'd be there all the time.
Well, it's memories, isn't it? They're like, in the grand scheme, people would view them, it's just going the Beetle Strand, or for anyone who's not from Liverpool, if you just going to like, but yeah, it's like anywhere, just going to like a local market or
like a mall shopping place, really,
anything like that. But it's actually the little things in life that mean a lot. So like the moments with your nans.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And then even like my other granddad's on my mum's side, so he was the only grandparent I had on that side, and then I had 4 on my dad's side. But on my mum's side, I used to go to the pub with him all the time. And like obviously we've only really stopped the last few years because he's being unwell. But from the age, I'm gonna say 5 till like 18. Like even early this year, the last time we went was like the summer sort of thing. And then he's just kind of got a little bit unwell. But apart from that, like I've had great grandparents, great parents, great siblings, and I've always had great friends growing up as well. So the early doors and me upbringing was being brilliant.
Then when we spoke about chaos, there's been difficult times in your upbringing, as others do as well. What challenged you mentally through this time? Can we go into this?
Yeah, so my mum and dad split up as well, so they got divorced. I can't remember.
It was about 9 years ago, I think you
Yeah,
said.
I think it was like 9, 10 years ago. So I was like, I've had half my life with them there, half my life with them
That
not.
must have been difficult though to navigate, even though your younger years you
Yeah.
had them, and then to change it's obviously like
I think it's confusing more than anything.
confusing. That's a good way to say.
So my older brother, obviously there's 5 years between us. So I'm gonna say I'd say I'm 9 for the purpose of it, and he was 14. My youngest sister would have been 4. So 4 or 5. I was 9 or 10. He was 14, 15. So he was kind of too old to care, and my younger sister was kind of too young to understand. Whereas I was at that age growing in it, I was in the midst of it, in the middle of it. So it was. I think it was confusing for me. I didn't know where I stood with either parent. When we were all told, I was the only one who got upset because the other two.
I can see why though, because obviously you being in the middle, your brother was obviously older. He was a bit more doing stuff on his own. He didn't need, obviously it's still his mum and dad, but he's more mature to just do stuff on his own.
Yeah, he could just crack on. Yeah,
and then your sister was younger, so she wouldn't understand. But then you were in like the firing line in the middle, like in limbo. Do I upset my mum? Do I upset my dad? It's questioning everything.
That's the way you see it. Yeah. And the most confused. So me and my dad fell out when I was about, I think I was about 12, in like the early years of high school. So me and my dad fell out, and I didn't really talk to my dad for a certain amount of time, and then we kind of like re-engaged, and we kind of carried on, and we become close again. But then we fell out again, a bit like towards the latter end of school. Say year 9 and 10 up until, I'm going to say towards year 11 it was, because I had my GCSEs coming up, and obviously it's a really stressful time when you're in that age of school, so I didn't want to go into it with other things on my mind.
Yeah, of course.
And I had a lot to say to him, he had a lot to say to me, and we ironed it out, and me and my dad, we get on really well now. Like I get on with my mum perfect, my dad perfect. Like I've now got amazing relationships with, again, everybody else in my family, so it's kind of gone like full circle sort of thing. But again, that was probably the toughest moments that I'd say, and that's the thing that I struggled with the most. But the thing that got me through that was there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And now, like, look at the comparison of the lows I was in when me and my dad were in that rut, in a sense, to the highs of it now. Like we go to the game all the time. Like there were so many things I missed out on, and I was like, I don't want to miss out on that. You only get one dad, you only get one mum, and I kind of put my like stubbornness to one side and swallowed it, and was like, no, I want a relationship with my dad. Everyone does. Everyone wants a relationship with both parents, but I had issues, he had issues, and we clashed with loads of things, and I had things to say to him, he had things to say to me. But I think that was the thing that I struggled with the most. But again, like you said, getting out of it was just realising that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
That's very impressive though, for your age especially. Obviously, he's a grown man and he'll have his own issues, you had your own.
Yeah.
But for being so young and being able to drop, say, an ego or like views of like, you were in the wrong in some aspects as well. It's
as a kid, you're always like, you never think you're wrong.
That's what I mean.
You
so
never
to
think
be
you're
able
wrong. And
to
especially as a teenager as well, you can just be an arrogant little shit. Like at that age.
I know what you mean,
And I know there's a lot of things where I can probably go, I was out of order there, but there was a lot of things where I go, no, that's not me. And to this day,
of course,
and I stand by that.
Yeah.
Look, from that age till now, and like I'll always forgive, but you can never forget certain things. But again, again, like I said, you only get one parent, and you've just got to live to learn with that.
So do you think these times have mature you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. I think it's proper made me mature before my time. If you've had your Spotify app, my age is 68 on that. Like that.
Mine's 66, yeah.
Oh, sound. There we go. That makes too much. But like from going to the pub with my granddad to having disagreements with my dad to going to the strand with my nan to going out with my mum and having like this bond that me and my mum had when my dad not necessarily weren't around, but we weren't talking, we weren't on good terms, to my stepdad, from him helping me through me toughest times. Like there's so many people that I can thank, in a sense, to like moulding me into this, and I think that's proper made me the person I am, and like made me so mature.
Definitely. On the topic of maturing, you said I see life as an opportunity. I see life as an opportunity. Why does it make you? Why do you feel like this?
Because I think is the saying that being brought into life like a lesser chance than winning the lottery. Is there a saying something like that?
Yeah, there is, isn't it? It's like something.
It's something along them lines. I don't know
yeah.
what it is, but there's something along them lines. And
Yeah.
I'd love to win the lottery, and it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm here, and there's 7.8 billion, however many people on the planet, and I'm one of that lot. It's a massive number, and there's so many people who don't get to be here. There's so many people who die at a young age, or choose not to be here, and there's so many people who are so fortunate to be here, and me being one of them, I think it's a massive opportunity, and I proper want to thrive with that opportunity. Like every opportunity I get in life, I want to take it and run. And I've been given the biggest opportunity of them all, and that's being here. From the darkest days where I didn't want to be here, you now look at it on the flip side, and it's like, I'm lucky to be here. But whether I'm struggling or I'm not, there's good days, there's bad days, there's the ugly days, there's so many things that you get thrown at life, but you know what, you've just got to, is it head on and carry on. And you're allowed to get upset, you're allowed to cry, you're allowed to show your emotion. That's perfectly fine. That's not what I mean by saying you just got to carry on. But in my eyes, I'm just saying I have to carry on, and that's how I see it, because this is an opportunity that I've been given, and I want to take it.
It shows character, though. Like,
yeah,
I feel like, no offense to people can do this, but there's people who drift and just waiting for life to pan out. Where obviously you see it as an opportunity. You're taking it with both hands, basically, and running with it.
You've got to grab it by the scruff of the neck and run with it. And when you get given opportunities, you decide what you do with that opportunity and how you get given it, whether it be a job, whether it be people who get brought into your life, or whatever the opportunity may be. You've got to take that opportunity and make what you will of it. And mine is to live each day to its fullest. I have the greatest relationships, the people I've got. Live my life the way I want to live my life, whether that be work, whether that be the friends, however it may be. Like, as simple as what food I want to eat and drink. Like, whatever I want to consume, whatever I want to do, I want to make sure that every decision I make, I'm happy with that decision. I can look back at it, whether it's a negative decision, I want to be able to look back at it and go, I'm happy with that. And if I'm not happy with it, I'll come to terms with it, I'll accept it.
Because that's a huge thing, isn't it?
You've got to.
You've got to. Because then you'll just carry it with you, and then it'll affect you, and it won't be a positive at all. That's you're never gonna move further by carrying burdens.
I think the biggest positive is being able to turn a negative into a positive. And I can be one stubborn person, and like my missus will know that, my parents will know that, like all my friends will know.
We all can be, though, can't we? At times we can be. That's a human characteristic.
And stubbornness is a great thing in certain senses, but it's also like the worst trait to have, especially when your missus on the other end going, "Oh, stop it," like in your ear. But I think being able to be stubborn, and if you've not find out you're wrong, but you come to terms that you are incorrect in your decisions, being able to accept it and apologise and hold your hands up and go, I'm sorry for what I've done there. I apologise, my reason was this, blah, 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 and let's move on.
I just think, link back to your times in your upbringing where you could say you went through pain or negativity. I think them moments can really create a pillar of like your character, and also mould opportunities.
I think it's a stepping stone more than anything. Like, that's the way I look at it, is like, you're given your foundations in life, and they're all positive, and these were kind of the first negative foundations I was given, so I had to build on that. I had to build myself off what I was given, and obviously, like I said before, I had a really good upbringing, and then it became like really poor.
It's a shock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive shock, and you look at these, they proper juxtapose each other from like ages, let's say 1 to 8, so from like 8 to 14. So then like 8 years either side are like proper difference. Whereas I've been not necessarily given a silver spoon from the early ages, but there was no negative that I can take from that. Like, I can't remember anything being wrong or negative. The only thing that I'd go, I weren't happy with, was being taken away from my nan's house. I'd like kick and scream. I'd be like, no, I want to go back to my nan's. I want to do this. I want to do that. But that's just a kid being a kid. But then from the older ages, when I'm obviously growing up, your hormones are changing and all that stuff, and you've got all these other people. I think it proper juxtaposed each other. So I think that that kind of builds you as a character, and then that's where the pillars come in.
Yeah.
That's where your pillars come in. So you get given your foundations, which is your first kind of negative interaction, or your first,
adversity.
your first bit of adversity or trouble or whatever the situation may be, and you then choose how to build the doors, the windows, however it may be. You've got your house there, and you choose how you want to build it. And the best way of building a good house is by turning the negative piece of the wood into a positive piece of wood, or putting extra cement on them, extra bits of brick, and covering them gaps.
I really wanted to go into that because I just think people try and shy away from negatives, or even if it's off topic of a negative within family, it could be you don't succeed in something, so it's a failure. I think people try and hide away from that or don't show. Like I saw today, someone was going on about social media that like there's influencers or sporting influencers who would be like, put stuff on, start something amazing, but then they'll make a mistake, but then they won't put nothing up to show that they're human, they've made that mistake, and it's powerful that then they can regrow themselves and move on from that.
That's what you've got to do, is you've got to face the negatives in a sense, like, and like for example, like before I got the job I'm in now, I had work experience there, and I know, it's going to sound very like up my own arse, but I know what I'm good at. And
no, that's right, you should do,
But you don't want to accept the negatives until somebody points it out. And people don't really go, oh yeah, you're bad at this, and point it out as a proper negative, but in my head I go, right, that's wrong, I need to fix this. So I sat down with Neil Atkinson, who was like the CEO of the Unfair Rap, and I said, so he was like, you're really good at this, like you're really, really natural in front of camera, all that sort of stuff, and I was like, what was my negative? Like, what was I really bad at? And I said something that I shouldn't have said. I called Salah the Tart on the show, whether like I was just like,
if you believed it or not.
Whether I believe it or not. He was like, what you were trying to say was right. But you've come across in the wrong way, and you've said the wrong.
Because of that, he could take that person.
Well,
I know what you mean.
Like, obviously, because they're in really like close with the club. Salah's the biggest player Liverpool have probably had in the last couple of years, besides like Gerrard and all them. Like, he's in that name. And if he used to sit down and listen to that podcast, and he's heard some lad from the Unfair Rap call him that, he could turn around to the club and go, never get him on a show again, make sure he never works there, or he could turn around and go, they never work with us again. And then that's an opportunity.
And they will actually do that.
And they will,
because they're that big,
Yeah, and they've got the power. They've got the power to do that. So I now know, like, have you ever heard the saying, you're from Scotty Road? And it's just like, you say, you're F and you're Jeff all the time, and you just like talk. Because I was probably brought up in a household where there was a lot of that. I've kind of, and it's a bad trait of mine, like so the way people say like, or I don't know, or as a getaway words, mine's fucking, that's my getaway words. When I don't know what to say, or I'm trying not to think, and that's a massive negative of mine. And that's one thing I try and work on. It's just like my certain language.
But if someone wasn't transparent with you, you maybe wouldn't realise that as a negative. But I'm the same. I think one of the best things is, tell me all the positives, but I want to learn and get better. So just give me the negatives. And I think you can only improve by accepting that you're going to fail, or you will make mistakes, and that you've got to, it's again dropping that ego and being like, I don't do this right. Tell me what I'm not doing right, and I'll work on moving and changing and doing better at that.
Well, if you ask somebody else to paint the picture for you, and then you can look at it and go, okay, well that is wrong, Like, you need people to critique you. You need people to not necessarily analyse you in a sense, but look at you and go, that's where you're going wrong. Like, all these attributes are perfect at, and all these other people will sit there and go, oh yeah, he's brilliant at this, he's brilliant at that. Like, the compliments I'll get for certain things, I love it. And everyone does it. Everyone loves praise.
Everyone loves the praise.
Everybody loves praise. Like, but realistically, I want to be around the people who will go, well done on that, but that needs work. That needs working on. Like, me mum's one of them, and that's one thing I'll always say to my mum. Like, I'll always thank my mum for. Like, when we were doing the pilot for Back of the Cop, I sent her like the link, we put it unlisted to YouTube, and my mum would watch it, my dad would watch it. And I was like, oh Jimmy, this is brilliant, this. The first thing my mum said was, you need to stop swearing. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, so she made me sit there and like and watch the bits, and she was like, you said that there. And I was like, okay. And she was like, that needs to stop. Because if you're a 6-year-old walking around the shop going, F off mum, F off mum, or I don't want that, it's you know what I mean? And just proper, like...
If it's too much in just like where you could use another word, if it just comes up and that's how you'd say it, then go with it. But I know what you mean. If it's you're saying it too much, then just
that could be the footy in me though.
Yeah, it can be though,
You know what I mean?
But it's finding that balance, isn't it?
It's going the game from, again, the last 9 years I've been going the game. So being going the game the last 9 years, or being in and around the pub with my grandparents, my mum and my dad, like we grew up in pubs.
Yeah.
Like I was really good at pool for being in pubs, you know what I mean? And like when I was like 13, me and my granddad used to do like a walk around town, and we'd always go, the White Star would always finish there, and he'd always buy me a bottle of Beck's Blue. I'd sit at the bar with him and his 3 mates and the barmaids who we knew, and we'd just sit and talk. And like me, I was always like dead proud of that, because I was like, I'm with the old people, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, I didn't know it was 0%, but I was like, oh, it is. And I'm like, but you made up with that, aren't you? But if you've got them people around you, like my mum, for example, who can go, no, son, listen, look at this. Regardless of how good you are at all these things, these are the things you're bad on. And to become a better person, you need to work on them things instead of focusing on the things that you're already good at.
Definitely. Last summer, you completed a 10K run to support men's mental health. But recently, and over your upbringing, you've dealt with your own mental challenging moments. What have you found that's truly helped you navigate through these periods?
It's a good question, that, actually. Having the people around me and surrounding myself by good people.
Yeah.
Having people who will support you and will go, like, and will show you the credit that you deserve in certain things, and will applaud you in certain things and push you. Not necessarily like going, oh yeah, you're brilliant at this. It's more, come on, you can do this, you can do this. Like, 2 of my mates come to me to that run, and I'll never forget it, like the back end of that. So when I got to like towards the finish line, the pair of them ran with me, and I was like, it's a proper nice feeling to have. And I feel like being able to achieve something like that is always good, and having goals. And my goal was I wanted to run this because I was struggling really bad with my knee. So I tore my meniscus and my cartilage in my knee. So I didn't exercise for 18 months. I probably sit around I used to sit around 70 kilo, and I went up to like around 90. Like my head was like a block of bricks, massive. And then I lost a load of weight by running, and I was like, I want to see something from this, and I wanted to do it for something good and for something that I believed in, which is speaking about men's mental health. So I was like, let's just combine the two and do that. But I think getting to that, it's being around good people and surrounding yourself by the people that you want to be around, and cutting off the negative people in your life. I know, like I said before, you do need bits of negativity in your life, but not negative people who are constantly negative and surround you with negativity. You need positive people to then critique your negative to make you more positive.
Yeah, of course. Like you don't need a huge circle of people if so many of them are negative. Just have that core small circle that will push you to be better and be there to tell you honestly, but then also be there to support you, or in need, they'll be the first one to pick up the phone.
That's a sign of a good person, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. So I was thinking when I wanted to do a topic on mental health, and obviously your upbringing, you've just opened up about challenges, mental times where it would put you in a position where it's like, wow, people would go, you should be proud, or wow, it's amazing you're saying that. But then I was thinking, like, if I went to you like, thanks for opening up, or it was so cool that you could open up and speak about that, it actually was like, say you were brave or something. It's not the right thing, I don't think. Why should we praise it? It should be like, if you hurt a part of your body, hurt a muscle, whatever, that's how you are. You wouldn't be like, and if you told me, you wouldn't be like, thanks for telling me. Yeah. I think it should just be normal. Basically how we speak about physical pain. Yeah, it has to be normal. And I think the one thing that needs to be is encouraged. So instead of like a well done for talking about that, it not necessarily needs a pat on the back, because nobody needs. But I think that's still one of the big things. Like obviously, it's massive. The awareness part 100%. That
Yeah.
needs to keep pushing and keep growing. And always, because I think there should always be awareness, men, women, anybody, that awareness should always be there.
Yeah.
But given saying that it's an achievement or somebody was brave for doing it or achieving them in any way for doing that, I'm like, that's taking a step back.
Yeah.
Do you know, if you think of it on a deeper
Yeah,
level?
yeah. Because like again, like if someone hurts their ankle,
Yeah.
after that you just go, you don't go, well done for getting better with your ankle.
Yeah.
It's just normal.
It's just normal.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a good little point. That I think, I think you're right with that. I think that's the issue though. It's not normalised, is it? That's
No.
not, because it's so like not talked about, and it's. I know the awareness is getting there now,
Yeah.
but it needs to be at a point where it can just be like not necessarily a thank you, but someone opening up back and going,
Yeah.
oh, I'm dealing with this as well,
Yeah.
and it's just a conversation. It's a normal conversation,
Just like me and you are having now, yeah.
like this, yeah. Like
Yeah.
instead of people going like, give me a pat on the back and going, well done, like you done really well. You like you made yourself really proud for doing that. Then it should be a, do you know what? Like, yeah, I relate to that, or
Yeah.
like a normal
Give a
conversation.
good response
yeah,
back.
Give a good response back. Yeah.
Give a normal response where it's not like putting that person in the limelight even more, because that person doesn't want to be in the limelight. So we give achievements at the times where the person wants to be in the limelight. Don't give it to a person when they are going through challenging times, because then they're like, "Ah, I got loads of attention there. That's not what I was
No,
after."
it's not the way
People
forward,
don't
is
want,
it?
people who are struggling mentally don't want that, do they?
No.
They don't want the attention.
Yeah.
They just want help.
I'm quite open, because I think if you open up to somebody, they'll be more willing to open up to you.
Yeah, of course.
It's an encouragement factor, a massive one. So I can sit there and go to whoever it may be, I'm dealing with this, and this, like a normal conversation, and then they might go, yeah, do you know what, I'm dealing with that as well, like, and you can relate, and you can bounce off each other. You can then pinpoint your issues, their issues, and that's where it becomes normal.
Why do you think it's only like starting to become accepted and just general for men to talk?
Because there's always been this persona of a man shouldn't cry, a man shouldn't do this, or women should do these jobs and men should do these jobs. But obviously, as life's carrying on, it's just everything's becoming normal. It's a man can cook, a woman can lift. Like this is gonna. That's not,
I agree with you. It's a huge part of
massive
identity, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. Whereas it was known that women are allowed to cry, men aren't, and it's now at that stage where it's getting more men's mental health being talked about just a little bit more than I'd say women's mental health at certain points. And I think it's because it needs pushing. It needs that extra encouragement.
Yeah.
It needs that extra push. Like, it's going to sound like a really stupid analogy. I need that extra push to go down the stairs and put my footy kit in the wash. Whereas my girlfriend doesn't.
Yeah.
She'll just do it. Whereas she'll need that extra push to, come on, do us a favour, come upstairs and help me put this in the loft. Whereas my dad will say, and I'll go, oh, go on then. I'll just go and do it. Like, but it's going to sound really stupid and really
but I know what
sexist,
you mean.
but that's like, that's the roundabout way, isn't it?
I can see what you're trying to explain.
Because it's normal to that person, they just do it. But because it's not normal, they don't do it. And it's not, men's mental health is not normalised. So that's why people don't speak up about it. And I think the people who do get, not necessarily undeserved credit, but they get credit that shouldn't really be accounted for, because it should be normal. It should be at the point now where you can sit there and cry on your mate's shoulder and they can do it back. And it's, I'll see you next week for the same chat. Not a, right, you need to talk, you need this, and then they're asking loads of questions and they're trying to unlock you. You should just be able to sit down, like us two are now, in a coffee shop, in your house,
anywhere,
in the car, wherever it may be, and just go, I'm feeling this today. And then they go, do you know what, so am I. But it's because of this. And then you go, nah, mine's this. And then you just let it all out and you just feel better for it.
Much better. I think that's also, it's taking that first step of, even though you might not face it, it's feeling like, it's going to be embarrassing. People might not take me seriously. It's back to the tying to the identity. And man, it's like the generalised idea from back times was being a provider or a protector.
Yeah.
So me opening up, what's that going to do? But it's actually getting past that now and just putting that aside, and that's not true. You can still be a provider, a protector, and still be open up about stuff. I actually think being being a provider and protector is being able to open up about emotions now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the one thing for me that kind of like belittles it all is school and people at a younger age, because obviously when you're a bit younger, you're a bit more immature, aren't you? You say stuff that you shouldn't say. With everyone's being there at our age, like especially lads.
Yeah.
It's a really like banter.
Yeah.
Like I can have banter with my mates now because I understand it.
Yeah.
We all understand what banter is and what stepping over the line is and saying things that we shouldn't say. Like there becomes, and not necessarily an agreement, but there becomes a thing in your mate group or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Like
I know what you mean.
you can't say that
Yeah.
because you know what this person might feel, but there's still something that someone like, oh, you can't be saying that, but you know it's fine in between that. Whereas in school, you just want to be the big bollocks.
Yeah,
you want to be the person.
You want to get the best thing
you want to get the best reaction. You want to get the best out of everybody. And you saying something that might hurt somebody will get the loudest laugh. And
you don't think of the consequence that person will face from it. Yeah.
Whereas now, people will. Like I was on the receiving end of that a lot in school, and I was one of them who'd bite back, so I'd stand up for myself, and I'd bite back. And there's been times where like I've bit back and it's not worked out, but you take it in your stride, don't you? You just accept that. But I think school's a massive one, and that's, I think, again, social media is not a thing that's helping as well.
No, it's
social media is being used more for negative than positive reasons. Like you see all these influencers who will channel into like these younger brains and be like, you should do this, you should say this, and then they walk around doing it. Like TikTok's massive. Look at all the memes now. Like, what's that 6'7" meme? What's that? What's that?
I know, it just,
I don't have a clue.
Starts, doesn't it? And then it just gets tough because it's like, it's what they're going to be accepted for, or they're going to be, what's even a word, to be
cool.
Be cool, popular, be popular. Think that like they've got the trendsetter, that type of stuff, and that's coming from people feeding wrong information, isn't it?
It's nuts though. Like it come from one source. So like my little cousin, I think he's 6, and him and all his mates do that, but they don't even know what it means.
I know,
because one of them's probably got an older brother who's 14, who's in school, who's here. They've heard him saying it on the Xbox,
and then it's
being passed down, and now there's a class of 25 little lads saying 6'7", and they're just like, what does, I don't even know what that means.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Like,
that's just an example, isn't it? But it could be anything.
Yeah, but it could be anything. It could be anything. But like memes, TikTok, social media.
Well, trends, it's crazy if a person of high influence, like an influencer, says something or wears something, trends just go like that.
Yeah.
Like, one I thought was crazy with the Labubus. Like,
what's that?
Like, did you know the little teddies that all the girls had, like the little the bunnies? Have you not seen them? Wow. Maybe that's the wrong example, but I think that was
I'm still
really
like the
big.
Loom Band, the Mossy Monsters, are you to me?
So that was more even grown women. It was like a little teddy that they clip on the bag, but it looks like a scary rabbit or something.
Oh, you're messing.
People were queuing outside.
What?
Yeah, to like.
But probably because Molly May's got one. Everyone wants one.
Because and I just think the influence people can have. Wow.
Yeah, I'll give you another example. Being a Liverpool fan, on that last game of the season when we won the league, Virgil van Dijk told us all to wear red. I've never worn red to a game in my life, but mate, did I wear red to them last 4 games.
And everyone did.
Wore red to every one of that game. Like, I think it was like after the Carabao Cup final when the Newcastle, everybody, the Newcastle supporters had black and white on, all the scarves with us, all of us were in, like what I'm dressed in now, what you're dressed in now, like Nike stuff or whatever it may be. Nobody had red on unless you had a red night top on or a cap on. Whereas that last game of the season and the Tottenham game, everybody in that ground had red. So you were just looking at the empty seats. It was just red.
It was just a sea of red.
You could just see a sea of heads from ginger to brunettes or whatever. That's all it was. It was a sea of red.
Yeah.
But it's like one person said to do something and you've done it. But mate, if Van Dijk told me to do anything, I'd do it. So
always knew what I wanted to do, but didn't know how to get there. This interested me a lot. What made you say this and think this way?
So, like I mentioned with the school bit before, obviously I got the mick taken out of me quite a lot. So in my younger years in school, I wanted to be a bit of an actor. I think I mentioned that to you as well. I was quite into acting and being in front of a camera or being in front of people and just not being the main character, but being able to make people laugh, make people smile. I always wanted to entertain. So in year 8, I was the lead of Bugsy Malone.
Oh, sick.
So I was Bugsy Malone. And it went from people in year 7 to the 6th formers. So in like the final audition, it was me and 2 6th formers and I got it.
Yeah.
And I was 12, 13, however old it was, and I was that, and I was like, that's how I knew I was good at that, and I wanted to be in that. So at the early ages, I was like, I want to do this. I want to be an actor. I want to go down that road. And then obviously you get people taking the mick out of you. You're this, you're that.
Yeah.
The language that is not accepted now. But you get called it, and you just accept it. But once I finished doing that, I was like, I never want to do it again. That's the last thing I'm ever doing.
Because them negative stuff, you thought at that age where you were, it was like, that's what people are going to view me as.
Yeah. I should just be this lad who doesn't do anything like that, and I shouldn't go down that route.
Fit a mould that everyone else is doing.
And just follow a crowd, be a sheep. And that's one thing I didn't want to do, is be a sheep, but I had like a bit of a transition period where I went from not being a sheep to like kind of doing it, and then before I fully transitioned, I snapped out of it. And that's another bit, me mum and my stepdad especially, like they were like, no, you're good at this. So throughout that, our passion I found was football. I've obviously been a massive Liverpool fan all my life, but I wanted to be involved in football. I knew I enjoyed talking, and I knew I enjoyed writing. That's the thing I kind of developed later on, because I was really poor in English in school. I was on to fail both my GCSEs. I was on for a 2 in both, and ended up finishing a 6 in both. Because I was like, this is my negative, I'm working towards that. So I got a 6 and I was buzzing. I was really pleased. So I knew I wanted to be in that industry, whether it be in front of a camera, in front of an audience, in front of whoever it was. I wanted to talk, I wanted to perform, I wanted to entertain. They were the avenues I wanted to go down. That was the industry I wanted to be in. And I kind of, not fell out of love with the acting, but I kind of lost interest in it, because it was there, I had it, and then I lost grip of it, and I didn't know how to get back on track with it. So I was like, let's try and find something which is another positive of mine, another
skill,
something I like, something I enjoy,
something that you do that comes easy that others find difficult.
Some people might struggle. Some people struggle talking in front of a camera. Whereas that's a skill I don't mind. I can drop the acting. I can sit and I can talk. I can do whatever I want to do in front of a camera, because that's a skill I've got. That's something I enjoy. And another thing I enjoyed was football. So I was like, I was kind of like rooting and looking. I was like, football media was a massive one, but every time I was looking, there was no courses for that. There was nothing to go on it. So I was like, why don't I go into journalism? Because I've just discovered I'm good at writing. So why don't I combine the three? So it was more behind the camera to begin with, but if you're a top journalist, it can become like match reports. It can become, a press conferences.
Everything,
it can become everything, and it develops so many skills. So I was like, that's what I want to be. I want to be I wanted to be a sports journalist when I was leaving school. I then got to my GCSE results. It was the 25th of August, and we started on the 2nd of September. And I got there, opening results was made up, and I had to go and like register for sixth form. You already like put your options in. But that's just going like basically confirm it. And it was English language I picked and double sport. And I got there and they were, oh, you can't do that. And I was like, what do you mean? You said if I get me results, I can get it. No. They clashed the blocks. You can do English lit in this, or you can do English language and English digital media. So like IT, like tech. And I was like,
that's not what you want.
That's what I wanted to do. No. I'm not. So I think it was like 6 or 7 days I had to discover what I wanted to do.
I think that's crazy though, just to be able to say to somebody, you can't do that.
Yeah. My head fell off.
It would do though, because like they're stopping you from maybe learning the skills for you to take into the career you want to do. Say, oh, go and do digital media. That might not help you at all, and you're just wasting your time doing something. You might not even be bad at it, but something that will never value you.
I didn't even do digital media as a GCSE level. I'd done GCSE drama and GCSE sport.
Yeah.
And then I'd done French. They were like me three options sort of thing. Why don't you do digital media? I was like, I don't know the basics of it. I don't know the logistics of it. Never mind the A-level stuff that people are going to do. I'm going to walk into that class and people are going to go, how'd you go back on the keyboard with commands? And I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah. I do now, because it's something I've learned, but I could never tell you it was Command Z or whatever it was.
Know, would you?
No, I couldn't tell you any of that. So I was like, I knew that was the path I wanted to go down. So I went to, my brother worked in Access Sport College, who were coincided with Marine, Stephen Gerrard Academy, all that. But we were known as, I think it was an Access Sport, but I think it was, I can't remember the name, it's been that long, but it was something else. It'll come back to me, but it was another name. And when, in that first year, we were in a site in Aintree, just off, Archbishop Beck, them ways.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I had no chance of playing football because I had a massive knee brace on my leg.
At that time,
Couldn't play football, so I went there and I was like, what am I doing here? So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to write match reports. I'm going to do something that I wanted to do, but in sports. So I sat down with my tutor and he was like, that's a brilliant idea, mate, because I was going to train and I was standing there, just like standing on the ball and like rolling it to the coach to like kick it back into play or speed things up or whatever. I was the Joey.
Yeah, you were doing nothing really.
Go and get these bibs. All right, so I run back the changes. I go back. It was do us a favour, Jim, go and get them balls over the fence. And I was just like, oh, mate, fuck off.
You don't want...
I don't want to do this.
To do that, obviously,
nobody wants to be a second-hand man. Nobody. So I was like, let's do this. So in that time where they were training, I'd sit on my own. I'd research journalism, I'd research match reports, all that type of stuff. And it got to a point where at the end of each game or training session, even if it weren't like a face-to-face interview with a camera, I'd ask people questions and I'd write stuff down and I'd put a match report in. So every time somebody had me, man of the match, I'd just text them and I'd be like, here's all your questions, send me them and I'll write a match report. So the first one, done really well. I think it ended up on like the Access Sports socials as well. I can't quite remember. But it done really well and everyone in the college was like, oh my God, yeah. Like, and it was a bit of an incentive, for me to go and watch the games and be there and like take note. But it was also an incentive to the lads because they were like, if they get mad at the match, they come straight over to me. They were like, some of them be like joking, like, come on, Jimmy, interview me. But I didn't mind that because I was like, as much as like,
go on,
I could take a line of what they were saying and go, sound I'm gonna write a paragraph on that, and it's gonna get plastered everywhere. So I was like, I wanted to do that. Got to the end of that year, and we then merged full time to the SJ. So we became SJ Kirby, and we were shipped to where the Axel is. There's a field called, I think it's Eddie McPardlands.
Yeah, if you're from Liverpool, also known as
the Toffee.
Yeah, or Windy Harbour.
Windy Harbour or the Toffee, so we were literally just on that shed there, and because a fella called Scott and Jeno, they owned it through Kirby, and then they had ties with FCSJ and the Access Sport College. So we ended up in there, and we were like working in like a changing room. There was one classroom, and the others were working in a changing room. It was nuts.
It just wasn't.
It wasn't feasible.
Feasible for like a work environment. Yeah.
No, but obviously then that year I could play football, so I kind of dropped all of the media stuff, but I knew that's still what I wanted to do. So I was playing football, I was training, I was doing strength and conditioning. When people didn't want to, I was doing it because I was like, I've had 18 months out here doing this. So
you know not having it. So when you can do it, you take it as like people will take that as I don't want to do that because you haven't had it. You take it as I'd love to do that. So anything, it's the small stuff again, isn't it?
Yeah, when you've got it, you don't realise what you've not got.
What you've not got. And it's when you lose it, you realise
what you could have had.
What you could have had.
Yeah, and I was so jealous watching all them lads train. So I was like, no, if they want to sit in the classroom and do coursework, mate, I'm running.
Yeah.
And as I might have finished last, or I didn't really care. And I was just like, I might have been the only lad out in the second year who was doing it. But all the first years were doing it. I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'd do my course. I was really good at my coursework. Like, I got like the top marks. It was always in on time. So I had the time to do every session. Because if I had to go home and sit there for an hour typing away, I'd do it so I could do all of this stuff because that's what I wanted to do. So I kind of dropped all the media, match report, journalism stuff, and then the Stephen Gerrard Academy opened the media course up. It was that year it started when I started my second year, but I was like, I'll be a year older. I'll be a year behind, sorry, not doing that. I got to the end of my second year of college, and I was like, I was going to uni to do. I was either going to go to the one in Manchester in the Etihad, I forgot what it's called, and do like a sport business media marketing degree, or I was going to Edge Hill to do, I think it was just a sport business degree, and sport business and media, whereas the other one had marketing and something else in it. So I was like, no, I'm going to uni, I'm doing this is what I want to go down. And then the tutor kept going, this is a good opportunity, you know, like look at these people. So there was James Callaghan and Grace Merritt, they were like the two succeeders of that. And I was looking going, like James went away to Spain, Grace went away to Miami and worked over there for the college. James now works full time at Access Sports and got his own podcast, he's a photographer, and now Grace does loads of like freelance work, like the Spirit of Shankly and all that type of stuff, and goes on podcasting. The pair of them were doing really well. So at that time, I was looking at like the opportunities and the workload they were getting, and I was like, I'd rather go to work than sit there for 3 years at a desk, because I've just done that for the previous 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like a quite hands-on person, so I was like, if I can get experience, it's massive. So then when I was like proper looking into it, work experience is like here, in terms of a degree in media,
else,
anything. Work experience
in life
is but especially in media, if you've got an experience or you've got like so much on your CV of work
puts you ahead, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just that's the degree sort of thing in media.
That is,
I think that's a
I know
degree.
what you mean. Yeah,
that's so. I was like, let's swear if you're going to uni, let's take the gamble.
Yeah.
I literally took until like the final week making my decision, because I was like, go to uni and move out. I can go out with my mates all the time. I can work in a bar. I'll have 3 years of fun. But I was like, I can take a gamble of 1 year, still work part-time, whereas my mates were working full-time or on apprenticeships. Struggle money-wise at the age I was for going out and stuff and going on holidays. Like, I'd be on like £700 a month, where my mates would be on like 16, 1700, whatever it was.
They had double that. Or like
every time we go out, it'd be like, we're all going out, do you want to come? And I'd be like, I can't tonight. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, because like, it's payday next week, you know what I mean? Because I was working part-time on like £9 an hour or whatever it was.
I know what you mean. It's that temporary pain though, isn't it? And the temporary sacrifice. It's the only way you get, I think it's the only way you can get anywhere though, to be honest.
It was a risk and it was a gamble.
Yeah.
And I put all my money on black and it paid off. I won.
Yeah. I think when it's like out there, I can't remember the film, but he was sat down on a table and he went, when it feels scary to jump, that's when you jump.
Yeah, that's when you got to jump.
That's when you jump, yeah.
And you got to take the leap of faith sometimes, and that was my leap of faith moment, I think. Because if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have a full-time job now. Wouldn't have a full-time podcast. I wouldn't be sat here.
Yeah,
I'd be sat in a lecture, or I'd be sat in me shitty little uni Acon.
Or you'd be out right now, like wasting money.
Well, it's a Friday night, isn't it? So it's 8 o'clock of a Friday night. So I'd be in town having a few drinks. Yeah. But I can still do that.
Yeah, you can still do that, but it's the actual managing it and balance and actually sacrificing stuff in moments.
Yeah. So it was. I kind of, like I said, I knew I wanted to be in there. They were the routes that I had to take. Yeah. And then when I took the media course, I literally come down to the wire, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take it. If I lose a year, I'll lose a year. But if I go to uni, I lose 3 years. And from me doing that Bugsy Malone play in year 8, even from when I was on Cop Kids as a kid as well. There was a lad called Dan, and I can't remember the other girl's name. It was like the original. Yeah. And then there was 4 of us after. It was me, Isaac, Ellie, and Paisley.
I went to school with Isaac.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I went to primary school with him. That was crazy.
When he went to when Colo tour, he was at his house and stuff.
In his house. Yeah. He literally, it's mad. I know we're going off topic, but his family house is the next road to me.
Really?
Like, that's how mad it is.
Bonkers that.
And then like that full circle moment to me and you now.
That's so nuts.
It's crazy,
wow.
Isn't it?
That's crazy.
But can we just, before we carry on, can we just go back to the point with Bugsy Malone and that time of drama and that time of being told by people, getting negative stuff off people? I wanted to bring it up because kids in school will say that today now at similar stuff. But I'm at that age now, and you'll probably say the same. When you get older, and if there's any kids watching, please listen to this, that becomes so cool and so sick to have that skill. Yeah. So if I could act or be in drama or that, I think anyone would find that so sick. Girls would find it attractive. All these skills that you get knocked down for having in school, reading, wanting to do English. Now, like, look at both of us. We both got podcasts. In school, I was like, why do I need English? Yeah. Why do I need to know how to quote something? What are we doing now?
It's a life skill, innit?
If you like it, stick at it, no matter what somebody means. Yeah. I just wanted to get that out because when you get older and you can do that, that is like the coolest thing. Yeah. So stick at it.
I think that's the biggest like talking point to that you've got to take is don't listen to what everybody says.
No,
don't listen
because they're just immature at that age. And when they get older, if you were doing the same thing, they'd find it like so sick and cool.
I think I'd regret it more so now if I weren't where I was now.
Where you were now.
If I was in a different place or whatever. And
thank God you had your mum and your stepdad around you as well.
But that's what I mean. That's where it
you were lucky to have that.
That's where it ties into being around the good people because they made me stick at it. I didn't want to stick at the specific acting route because of how much I was knocked back. but it still chose a similar
Yeah.
path. I just went round the corner on the other estate.
Yeah.
It's really kind of what I've done. But don't listen to what people say. Like,
course, yeah.
apart from the people who care, that matter,
Yeah.
people close to you, these so-called friends that you've got in school aren't your mates.
Oh, they're not, are they? Yeah.
You get to this age now.
Well, I don't speak to
You know,
anyone I went to school with.
from primary school, I don't think I speak to a single person.
Yeah. I maybe message them odd times, but
Yeah.
you don't, do you? And not because sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes it's just how life pans out. So, yeah, just put yourself out there. Be a bit different because...
Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself. Be a bit different. If you're doing different, that's where you get places. Being different, that's the actual best thing to get to different places.
I think one thing people look for is how unique you are and how true to yourself you are, and you being you and showing all the qualities that you have, not all the people around you have, and that you've kind of integrated off them. So whatever you are as a person, express that as best as you can.
Well, when I was thinking of like little points I could throw in or stories, it's actually quite funny. Jimmy Carr, the comedian, had a really good point, and I listened to it on a podcast a few years back. I think it was on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, and he was speaking about his time leaving school. So I'll just paint out the story. So he was going on about, I was 16, I was leaving school, so I was looking around, what's everyone doing? Oh, we're staying on, I'll stay on. Then he got to 18, leaving sixth form, college, whatever. Where's everyone going now? Uni. Okay, I'll go to uni.
Yeah.
I'll try and get in the best uni. If I don't get in the best one, try and get for the second best one. That's that cycle. Okay, then he's a fully grown adult, finished uni. What's everyone doing? Everyone's getting jobs. Okay, I'll go and get a job. And then he was like, around 24, 25, I realised and questioned, what am I doing? Where am I? And basically what I learned from that was, it's amazing how little so many people give thought of their life and question, am I living to work or am I working to live?
Yeah. I'd say I always think that I want to wake up enjoying work. I didn't want to be one of these people who sit on a 9 to 5 in an office working in like the tax office or whatever, because it's something I know I don't enjoy and I can't bear. Whereas I get up to work now, as much as I still go, I've got to get out of bed. I'm going to a place I love to work in. I've got brilliant people around me. I've got the perfect job. Like, of a Monday, I'll do 12 hours, I'll do 13 hours, I'll do a long day of a Monday. And sometimes, before a Sunday night, I'll dread the Monday morning. But the minute I'm in work, flies by, it's like that, it's gone. Because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And I think that's what you need to do, is just find something that you enjoy and a passion, and make that your life, in a sense.
You've got to, haven't you? And it's like, I heard another great point and I live by it now. And it's, the question is, how much would you take money-wise to give up your dream? 40k, 50k. And when you look at it that way, okay, it's a really good wage. Would you really give that up to give up on your dream and happiness? Would you take 40 grand a year for the rest of your days to give up on happiness?
I'd take half of that to be doing what I'm doing now.
See that?
Like, or I'd take a tenth of that.
Okay, we're young. I know people might say, question, oh, they're young, they haven't got responsibility. But I think you actually get places being happy, being motivated, because you're really motivated to do what you want to do because you're happy. And it's because I'm doing something I want to enjoy. So you're only going to get better.
Oh, and there's always room for improvement, and there's always room to get better. And that comes with age, that comes with time, that comes with money. That's just life. It's just an endless cycle of progression. And it's just making sure you put yourself on that right path to progress.
So you love Back at the Cop. Let's talk about your podcast. Let's go into it.
Chaotic. we'll full circle it back to that word. Yeah, it's nuts. So I'm the only person who works on it full time. We've got a few contributors. So we've got Jacob, Dan, Harrison, and Callum. There's the other lad. I was thinking of Dan again then. And then we've had a few lads. So we've had a lad called Tom come on as well. He's done a show or two as well. So there's a good bunch of lads. So I'm the only one who works on it full time. So the aim of the podcast basically is to try and create like authentic fan media, because you look at it now and it's all reactionary. It's all like for thumbnails. It's all silly stuff. It's all like saying stupid stuff to get clicks. And we're all just young match going Reds, and we just want to.
I love that idea. It's a different perspective, isn't it?
It's completely different, because you get people our age now who go around with the mic, and I don't want to do that. When I went to West Ham away on Sunday, I felt like a bit of a divvy with my phone out, taking like 5-6 second videos to make it real for the social. But it's part of my job. I've got to do it.
You've got to do it.
I've got to do it. But I'm not going to sit there. But the people who do it, I'm not against that, because that's what works and that's what's good on social media. But we're trying to.
You just don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And we want to find the opposite. We want to go in, sit there, talk about footy, and go home. It's
a different environment.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah. People have said that to me on what I do. Like, why don't you go out and interview people in the street? And it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be, not that I'm, like you said, saying it's a negative to other people. I just don't want to be surrounded for that.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in this environment.
I think if you were to stop me in the street and ask me the questions that you've asked me, it'd be a bit like, oh, wow.
Wow. It's,
bloody hell, mate. But regardless that I know you or not, like if you sit down with somebody, you can get deeper. It's a more like, what's the word? In touch conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
It's more like,
and that's the same for you on a different aspect. You can dive deeper into, let's just even say, the match on the weekend, instead of just like, what do you think of that performance?
Yeah.
It was either the common words people go, it was great, it was electric, or it was like, it was crap, they were rubbish.
Yeah.
It's the same narrative where you can dive deeper and it can be a bit more emotional, but it's cool because people like that. People love emotion, positive or negative.
We want it to be kind of like you sat in the pub with your mates after the match. Obviously, it's not going to be react like post-match like that, like quick, because I think if that was the case, I'd get cancelled. Like, because like after that Sunderland, not necessarily the Sunderland game, but the PSV game, I left fuming. I stayed to the end of every game. Like, win, lose or draw, you support your team, whether you get beat, whether you win, whatever. Goes back to that Shankly quote. If you don't support us when we lose or draw, don't support us when we win. So through the tough times, you've got to sit there and you've got to applaud them off, and I'll do it every game till the day I die. I will never leave. When my dad goes, come on, let's go to the pub, I'm like, no.
I respect that though.
I do the same, and as frustrating as it can be sometimes, you've got to just get it. As much as I might go there to be mates, he's rubbish him, or that was crap. That it's me. Opinion will never change, but the support will always be there. Of a sense
you'll
of
always support
rubbish
them,
or not, mate. I'll stand there and clap you. I'll stand. You've got to, because when we won the league, that was the 27th of April was one of, if not the best day of my life. But it doesn't feel as good if you're constantly winning. But with this season, if we go and win the Champions League this season, all the Liverpool fans are going to erupt because of how. And
all this time will be forgotten.
Exactly. It's masked, isn't it? By the negative eventually gets masked by the positive. But if you're there and you're living in the negative, when that positive comes round,
you remember it. And it's more, and you enjoy it even more.
Definitely. So that's the kind of feel we've tried to go with, is make it as authentic as possible. And there's 4 of us in a studio. We've tried to make it as just like, we're just talking about footy. Not necessarily get me points across as much with me being the host, so I kind of have to like direct the conversation, but I still do.
Yeah, you still
if I've still got an opinion, I'll go, Kirk is this, Gapo this, Salah this, whatever it may be. I make sure I get my points across, but we just try and make it a normal conversation.
A nice flowing,
So the more
scripted,
the more, basically with a script, I literally just have like points. So we kind of segment it into 3 parts. So the second part we kind of do a little bit different, bit more fun. So whether it be a quiz or I don't know, like, we react to things people say, or we answer questions people say. We try and kind of make it a little bit different. Or like name 11s. It's just different chat. Whereas first and last part, post-match, pre-match, kind of like talking about footy with your mates. And I'll have like the West Ham game, I had Gomez play well right back. That was literally my point. Gomez play well right back. And when I bring that up,
expand with anything,
It opens loads of pigeonholes. It was Salah didn't get on. It was the fans singing on a slot at the end. It was the Jota song didn't get sung. Like they were the points I had. And then the lads would mention McAllister's performance, and then we go, actually, let's talk about that. And it's like you would in the pub, or like you would normally with your mates. It just you kind of go, you go somewhere else with it, and you just want it to just run normal instead of it seeming dead forced.
No, definitely. Well, what I've seen, what episodes I've watched, it's really good, and it's sick to see you producing something from that.
Yeah, you know what, it's something I'm really proud of, because again,
should be,
and it's like, it's something that I've always wanted to do. Like we said before, I knew I wanted to be in this industry, and the fact that I can go to work and talk about Liverpool Football Club is like, nuts, and that's something I've always said I want to do. And it's the fact that I've got that a full-time job at 19, 10 and 20, it's just bizarre. Like I still like feel like quite overwhelmed by
Is
it.
it surreal?
It's very surreal, very overwhelming, and it's a bit like, this is my life now. And do you know, it's a 12-month contract sort of thing, so if I get to the end of the 12 months and they decide to go, no, back the cop's not working, fine. I walk away with bags of experience. I might be then employed by the Anfield Rap, but they employ me anyway, but I might be employed to work in a specific role for them. But if they turn around and go, no, they cut ties with me in a sense, whatever it may be, I'll walk away with my head held high and go, thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you very much for supporting me. I'll never, ever speak negative towards any of them because they've given me this. They've given me a platform to start something. And then next year, or when this contract runs out, I could just go, here's my CV, and someone will go, we'll have you.
Yeah.
We'll have you. It's a year of pure full-time work.
And there's evidence there.
And there's evidence.
Yeah.
Which
is huge.
And it's so surreal. It's so overwhelming.
So if it's you or a person, because the funny thing, next year, it's around our age group who will be leaving uni. So that'd be time. So say you did have to move, there's your CV and somebody who's just been at uni for 3 years. Who you take? Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Experience, like we spoke before, is over anything.
Yeah.
Experience in anything is over it.
1,000,000%.
Like when I get privileged enough to have people to work with or to have a team, I won't go off a CV. I will never ask a person for a CV.
It's the person they are.
It's the person they are.
It's the application. It's the motivation. It's actually
just being around. It's being around them. Yeah.
And it's a can-do attitude as well. But just being able to go, I'll do that. I'll do that. And that's one thing I've kind of took in my work is, do you need a hand with this? Do you need a hand with this? Do you need a hand with this? Because they'll just ask you. And it'll be a case of, do you fancy giving me a hand with this? So in our work at the minute, so I've got like a bit of a role in the clipping process. And it was just through me helping out, going, I'll give it a go. I'll cap cut, I'll make clips. And it's now one of the fellas, Jimmy, he'll make the clip and send it to me. I'll cap cut it, send it back. He'll see how terrible my grammar is and then go, change that. But then he'll go, that's fine, mate, nice one. And then he'll upload it and I'll send it back. So that's kind of like a role I've got when I'm not doing back of the cop stuff now. So it's like, that's why I do longer days on Monday to kind of help them out.
But that's good that you're not like turning that down, because some people will be like, never done that before. No, I'm not experienced in that. Just say You've
got to. And I think as well, like, it's even like the setting up stuff. Like I always go down the stairs when I've got like a 3.5 an hour, if there's a show on, and go to one of the video lads, do you need a hand setting up? And they go, no, mate. I go, oh, we're all right, mate. And I go, do you want me to sit in? Do you want me to do anything? Like, I've got half an hour, what you need me to do? And I say, oh, not a mate. So I'll kind of like ask questions about it and be like, so why is that? Why is this? And try and get to know a little bit more, because again, it's 12 months to get as much knowledge as I can if I don't get this job. So I need to make use of it. And that's what I'm trying to do as best as I can.
I also, while we're on this topic, I think we've got to speak about it, because we both mentioned it that we wanted to before we came on. I think it's surreal that we're both doing similar things. So for context, we both went to the same media course to start, and then we both took different paths our own ways. But like, to be here now, it's quite... It's nuts. It's nuts. It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, I was going to be a sheep and follow you and leave. I wanted to get off. Okay. So was it November you left?
So we started September. I think it was October.
It was they went to Camberwells, didn't they? And I went on a stag do and come back and was like, where's Josh? Oh, he's left. And I'm like, you're joking. And that's when they were all like kind of integrated as mates, because they all went, I had 2 weeks away in Spain. Whereas I decided to go on the lash in Hamburg for the stag do. So I was like, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh, like, because I know you ain't going either, was you? And I was like, oh, Sam, I'll come back in. Because we were kind of like speaking like mates before. Everything it was like, Sam, me and Josh will do this, or like Tom would go.
Well, we'd do any project we'd do it together. And it was a bit similar to you. I had a full different career path, not going into it too much. And just thought, I've always wanted a podcast. I've always wanted to have my own business and stuff, because I'm a bit more on the business side. Like there's avenues I want to go down, business, but this is the starting point. But basically, I just thought, like you said, the only way I'm going to do it is by putting it all in. So I thought, let me just remove the past stuff and start like a fresh book, basically, and I could just fly and make the new mistakes, do it all myself off my own back.
You can stand on your own 2 feet then, and then anything you make, it's like, you're held accountable for.
Yeah.
Whereas I was kind of in the impression of I just didn't enjoy it, so I was like, I need to leave. But then I kind of knew if it would have been a waste of a year because I couldn't go to uni. I'd have just worked full time and done home.
Yeah.
Like I'd have earned a bit of money, and then I'd have gone, I'm comfy with this money now, and then I'd have just looked for full time job. So I was like, pardon me, this is the beginning to getting me foot in the door with this pathway. Stick the 12 months out. I sat there with our tutor Tom and was like, I'm getting off. I'm not. And he literally grilled me for an hour and a half and was like, you're going nowhere.
You need them conversations with people like that. Yeah,
and he was like, mate, you're going nowhere. He was like, I'm not going to let you. And I was like, who's he talking to? Like, I was like, what? And I was like, what do you mean I'm going nowhere? And then he explained and he was like, no, like, you're this. And he was like, you need to stick at this. Yeah. You can't just leave because your mates left and because everyone's younger than you. Yeah. He was like, look, we've been here, I think we were there 8 weeks, and it was like, all these have been to the Campbells, you've not had an opportunity yet. There's this coming up, there's this coming up, and one of them was Dallas, and that's the one I got. Yeah. Mate, I was buzzing. I went to America, I paid £600 out of my own pocket, the rest was paid for, and I went to America for 2 weeks and worked, and I barely spent anything over there as well. Like, I think all in, I spent like, what, 850 quid to go to America for 2 weeks. For that experience is nuts. And then I can say, I've done this in America, I've done this. But
it's more experience again.
Yeah, 100%. But
in foreign seas.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going, I'm leaving. But I was like, no, do you know what? I'm just going to stick it out. And from the day you left to my first day of work experience at the Anfield Wrap, I didn't have a single conversation with anybody in that class. Wow. I'd sit at the front row. Yeah. Obviously, so Tom would sit like facing the class and I'd sit literally facing him on the front on my own. Every time I put my bag on the seat next to me so nobody was in next to me with both my AirPods in. Yeah. And then every time Tom would talk, I'd take it out, put it in my case and I'd talk to Tom, do me work, and I'd get off, I'd ride my bike, I'd go all the way back to North Liverpool because this was Mossley Hill. I'd go all the way back and I'd be like, I'm in work in a few hours because I'd finish, I'd get home at like 2 o'clock and I'd be in work 4 till 9. So I was just like, I hated that cycle of being up at 6, working till 9, not settling down till like 10 o'clock, and then I'm back up in the morning. And it weren't a full-time job, it weren't something I enjoyed. Because I didn't mind going to work, I didn't mind that, but I didn't enjoy that bit, getting up early, there'd be days I'd wake up, my alarm would go off, I'd go, I'm not going, Matt, I'm not well, or Tom, I'm not well. I weren't, I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't want to do it. But then it got to that conversation with Tom, and it was like, no, mate, stick at it. And we were in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so them 3 days I'd do it, and I was in work every day that day. Yeah. I'd have Thursday off, I'd be in Friday, so I was like, look forward to Thursday. Once I finish work, I have a Friday, I'd only do 4 hours. Be nice, relaxed, and the weekend's man. Like, so put your hard graft in there, and then that's it. But like you said, you went that path, and I kind of decided to stay on. I was given the opportunities that they promised me. And they said I would get them, because I earned them. You earned them. I got them.
You didn't just get given them, you earned them, and that's admirable. It's so sick to see, and it's just, there's 2 factors it shows. So it shows that 2 people can do different paths, do different things, and still get amazing outcomes. Yeah. So it's never like copy someone or you can take the same path as somebody else, because everyone's path's different, everyone's doing different stuff. So don't compare yourself to others. That's point 1 I got from that. Point 2, I'd say, is literally grit, stay at stuff. So then you give me your dad's number, and I got in touch with him.
I'm dreading what this is, you know. I'm really dreading what this is.
I basically asked him his opinion of you and how he sees you.
Little shit, doesn't clean his room, doesn't do this, doesn't do that.
So I'm going to read it out and basically get your reaction on it. Okay. I see Jimmy as a funny, selfless and caring person who brings a lot of warmth to people around him. He's passionate and driven about what matters to him, family, friends, Liverpool FC. And he's 100% wears his heart on his sleeve and can be outspoken if he feels it's necessary. He also has this laid-back nature that makes him easy to be around, calm, relaxed, funny, yet grounded. He loves a joke, a pint and a game of footy, but could learn to pick his dirty clothes up off the floor.
I told you. I knew he'd get that in. Because he texted me last night and was like, I've just spoke to your mate Josh with the eyes, and I was like, oh dear. What he said here.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I like that. Nice one, Dad. It's nice to have somebody say that about you, isn't it?
Well, it was a great perspective. So after I spoke to my guest last week,
Yeah.
we were speaking about the end question that I always give for people to read out, and it's like, she felt so privileged because sometimes it was her brother who was, I was reading out about her, and she put it in a perspective of sometimes you don't hear that, or people don't say stuff like that until your funeral, and you don't actually hear it.
Yeah.
So I think like, wow, yeah, why don't we tell people? Like, we tell people we love them, but then like, tell them the good things, tell them the bad things, because there's only odd times in life. So I like giving and seeing a raw reaction.
Yeah, it's nice that.
Yeah.
No, let's keep that.
Well, anyway, I have a closing tradition on the podcast, and the question is, if somebody walked a day in your shoes, what's one lesson I'd learn?
That I don't know how to tie shoelaces. That'd probably be the first one. But if they were to see it through my eyes, and the thing they'd probably learn is that not giving up is the most important thing in life. And staying true to yourself. If you've got an opinion, make sure you're true to that opinion. Don't sit on the fence. Don't and ah.
Yeah, stick with it.
If you've got an opinion, make sure you voice it, because it's important that if whether people disagree or agree, that you then learn the importance of everyone else's opinion. And I think it's important that you voice your opinion.
And you believe it.
And you believe it, because otherwise you just talk nonsense, don't you? But I think that's one thing they'd learn. And what was the other thing you said?
You said that it was never give up.
Never give up, yeah, that's the one. Never give up. That's another thing I think people would learn, is that never giving up is so important to get to somewhere you are. And speaking your mind, not necessarily your opinion, but your mind, whatever you're feeling. Be open, be honest to people, and it goes a long, long way.
Definitely. And I think be you.
Definitely be yourself, you as well. Yeah. Be yourself, the most important thing in life.
Don't let people critique you and make you change. No one's going to beat you at your own game. That's what I always think, that nobody's going to be better at me being me.
No one can beat you because you're you.
You.
Exactly. No one can beat you at your own game, because you are that game.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you
very much. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.